Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today, I want to talk to you guys about a recent event that happened in DoorDash news, really. DoorDash driver defecates in customer's residential lobby after dropping it off. I'm sorry, I look at this title every time, and I think, what kind of person okay, I should probably take this more seriously, but I just think it's the funniest thing to read. It's a very serious thing, but it's one of the greatest things to read. Anywho, let's get into the article because this is what they're acknowledging, what DoorDash is acknowledging, and then I'm gonna throw in some opinions of mine and some insights I have as a DoorDash driver. That being said, let's get started. Los Angeles, a DoorDash driver, in Southern California, was seen on surveillance video using a customer's residential building lobby as a toilet after dropping off an order. The building manager of a Brentwood apartment building was contacted by a resident in the building saying that there was feces all over the lobby in the 19 unit building. The yeah, when the building manager checked the surveillance video, she was shocked to see a DoorDash delivery driver using a trash can in her building's lobby to take a dump. Well, at least she used the trash can. Oh my goodness. So, um, I genuinely imagined this particular situation where the customer just didn't tip and they just let loose all over the like right in front of her like door or something like that, and her door was close enough to the lobby to where they can give that post. It seems to me like it was more like a woman who basically they really needed to go to the bathroom, so therefore they used whatever they could. So in her instance, I was also trying to figure out what restaurant she was picking up from, because you would think that there's a lot of restaurants that have lobbies that are closed that will not let the driver in to the bathroom. And what if that's the case? Then they're SOL. They cannot use the bathroom. Although I know COVID's a big deal, but that was one of the more frustrating things as drivers is that we don't know when the next time we'll have a chance to use the bathroom is. Um, that being said, this person apparently also lifted their shirt over their head, and this is from a video that is presented in some of these. I'm not going to play them because I don't know what the rules are with YouTube and Fox, and I'm not really risking copyright. Um, DoorDash driver photographed using residential lobby as a toilet. She basically let loose right there. Um, I'll get into my opinions on her in a bit. What I saw, I could not unsee. I was flabbergasted at what I saw. Lisa Stanley, who was the DoorDash customer for the delivery, told Fox 11. She let it go. You know what they say, when you gotta go, you gotta go. And boy, did she ever. You're 4 steps away from outside where there's a bush or your car, or I don't know, but not in the lobby of a Brentwood apartment building. So, if it were me, in that particular situation, I could not go at the restaurant beforehand, or I didn't even recognize at the time that I needed to go to the bathroom. And somewhere between the merchant and the customer, I needed to go to the bathroom. I had to use it like I would be the guy to use the bush. I'm going to be straight honest with you guys. I wouldn't go in my car. I wouldn't go in the lobby. I would go into a bush and I would go. Sure, I would risk indecent exposure, and I would accept that. But that being said, if I gotta go, I gotta go. All right. Um, but no, Brentwood apartment building is not something I would do. This is a health issue. You have a human being who's taking a poop in the middle of her job in a lobby of an apartment building and then resuming her job, which is delivering and touching food. Um, well, first of all, yes, you should always wash your hands and do all the things that you would need to do when you're dealing with anything that involves the food industry. I 100% agree with that. But ever since the COVID-19 regulations have been put in place, it is actually against policy for us to check the content of the order. Like, they actually seal the bags so that way we do not mess with food. Not a lot of customers are too happy about that because we're not supposed to check with the food, but it does help with health concerns and other things of that nature. When she contacted DoorDash support through the app to alert them to what happened, the company sent her a response saying, in part, "Thank you for your patience. I hope you're doing well. We do not condone this type of action, and we are currently investigating this with the information provided." Now, this was what DoorDash ended up sending them later on when she reached out. Really? Because this is what your people sent yesterday when we told them unbelievable. Thank you for your patience, and I hope you're doing well. We do not condone this type of action and are currently investigating this with the information provided. The Dasher associated with this delivery is no longer able to delivery with DoorDash. So what Lisa here doesn't know is that a lot of DoorDash's employees, specifically employees, are actually from the Philippines and they don't speak actual English. And what DoorDash doesn't care about the common person. They really don't. And unless enough noise is made on the subject, like with Fox News and all these other news stations, DoorDash doesn't actually do the right thing. Please note that DoorDash does not provide excess auto insurance for damages caused to a third party. So basically, under normal circumstances, if something were to happen to somebody's DoorDash order, like somebody's personal property, they're like, "You're SOL, dude. Get over it." And you can open a third party claim here. If you file a police report, know that the authorized law enforcement using an official government domain may send requests to alert. So basically, they can't even send it to the right people. I have also refunded your food order with an additional $20 in credits to your account. The total amount in your credits is $35.71. Okay, I really should have had a pen and pad prior to this. Hang on one second. Okay, now that we have a pen and pad, let's write that number down. $35.71. I have also removed the Dasher's tip, which will directly apply back to the original form of payment on file. So one thing you guys should know is that this did not include the tip. DoorDash official went on to say that the driver associated, yes, we know. We know that the driver associated is no longer, so the driver was deactivated, shock. The customer refunded an additional $20 to the account as well as refunded Dasher tip, so I assume that the $35 actually did apply to that. Hello, Lisa, we cannot, and then after Stanley had posted the video, yeah, we saw that. DoorDash's statement is as follows. The trust and safety of our community is extremely important, and what is shown in this video is absolutely unacceptable. We're actively investigating this and will take up all appropriate actions, including cooperation with law enforcement on any investigation. So, Let's start with something that I think that most people don't experience. Fox 11 ended up reaching out to DoorDash and did a proper investigation. You do realize that in most cases, the people who are on the receiving end of incidents like this don't actually even have this. So in most cases, you get $35.71 and a lot of poop on the ground, which is not okay. Then there is this article. Again, this is ABC on the subject. They have a little bit more information on who we're dealing with and what actually ended up happening. So, first off, Lisa Stanley is not just the building manager, but she's also a radio personality for KEarth Radio in California. And I think that held a lot of weight when it comes to like getting something done with DoorDash. Obviously, DoorDash doesn't care about the common person. What they sent her here was what they would send to everybody. We're not liable for anything. We are almighty and powerful. We are DoorDash, and we get away with whatever we want to. Suddenly you get a radio personality. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We'll fix it. And we will work with law enforcement, blah blah blah. DoorDash even said now that they've already claimed that they don't help with insurance or damages, now they'll handle the cleaning, the $325 that she paid for in cleaning costs. And she also wants retribution with the health department. Go to DoorDash, make them do something, make them accountable. You're asking a company that isn't accountable for anything to suddenly be accountable for something. And that being said, not all Dashers are like this, but at the same time, I agree with her getting deactivated. I agree that DoorDash needs to be held accountable for not just this stuff, but a lot of the things they've been held accountable for. They need to be held accountable for. The FTC is on their butt. The health department seems like they're about to be on their butt. A lot of these media sources are actually on their butt, as they should be. But yeah, because Lisa Stanley is not just a building manager, she is a radio radio host of KEarth Radio, and she is one of the most distinctive voices in radio in a state where gig work is just not. Well, how do I put it this way? Most California government officials do not like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, or any of the gig workers associated with them, simply because it's very union heavy. But this is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. And you pay me. Here you go. I think we can actually learn a lot from this. Well, before we go into what we can learn from, let's talk about the Dasher in question. And take it as the intuition of a Dasher that was doing it for 3 years, over 10,000 deliveries, met all sorts of Dashers, met all sorts of people across the country. The DoorDash driver here is most likely somebody who doesn't take orders that are less than $5 or $6. Your standards are probably pretty low. She probably is doing this because she can't, she just needs to make ends meet, and she doesn't really care about money or anything like that. And at the same time, The fact that she got deactivated doesn't is upsetting, but it's not going to be a big deal to her. However, DoorDashers who are veteran drivers who have higher standards, who do the best they can, who do the best they can, who take good care of themselves, are still going to cost them more than this driver did. $325 for the cleaning because the media reached out to them. They might see some charges, and that's fine, but $35.71 for the refund, and that still cost them less money than a DoorDash driver who is a veteran driver who is cherry picking, who is making good money with DoorDash. They're probably still going to nix that guy long before this is even financially an issue. Is it a reputation issue? Yeah, they might actually have to deal with the health department soon. But they are this is still cost less overall than deleting good drivers. So can we expect long-term change with DoorDash? Probably not. So make them do something, make them accountable. It's really not going to happen, unfortunately. Lisa Stanley. The one thing I will say we can learn from Lisa Stanley is that she was able to get stuff done because she has a significant amount of influence. She's on air from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. every day, being the voice, one of the most distinctive voices in the radio. She has a following on Twitter, I think it's 5,000, and a bunch of other platforms of huge amounts of followers, talking to millions of people, who has a strong amount of influence towards DoorDash on everybody. So what am I saying with this? A lot of gig workers are entrepreneurs, and 50% of gig workers are entrepreneurs who are using this to fund their business. Maybe if you are going to develop a business for yourself, you might want to consider something within the media area. A lot of lawyers actually recommend, if you get deactivated, for no reason at all, if you get deactivated, you might want to consider going to your local news stations, talking to media sources that can make those pushes, who can achieve those things, to add that level of pressure onto DoorDash. So maybe if you can do that yourself, if you can learn how to do that for yourself, you suddenly become a service, not only just for you, but for those around you who actually genuinely want to be in business for themselves. Now, I'm not saying every DoorDash driver is someone who is going to be an entrepreneur. I mean, DoorDash's goal is to make the drivers people who have a scarcity mindset, who are either unbanked or underbanked, and then suddenly to convert them into DoorDash drivers. And that's their goal. Is it good? No. Is it fair? No. Is it something that they're doing? Yes. So one thing I would highly recommend is don't let DoorDash be a business that you stay in. Let it be the income bridge to a greater goal. And please wash your hands and don't let this poop happen to you too. That's everything I have for you today. I hope that you guys found this valuable and that you apply some of the tips that I inserted into this. I dropped more nuggets than she dropped poops. Anyway, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see y'all next time.